Started the live stream and I need to do a couple things here. Give me 1 second. I forgot to do something. Apologize for that. I forgot to change a setting on the headset, so I'm gonna reset the audio and let's get. There we go. Good afternoon, Shaggy SoCal 2 Forza, and it's time for the final set of track guides for this number 17 Ford Falcon. Last two races, a little bit of a compromise. They were not a compromise, a little bit of differences. First race, I think the first race is here at Marina, North Corkscrew. The other one's going to be Maple Valley Full. So, one's going to be a very short, technical, kind of street circuit for Yas here, and then Maple Valley's more of the nice rolling, high-speed road course. But we'll start with the technical stuff first. It's going to be very interesting since this is the North Corkscrew. It's we got to make sure we get out of our brains that we're not going all the way down to the hairpin at the beginning of the lap. But anyhow, I'm talking a little too much. So let's just get started. Again, normal format. I'm going to go out here, run a few laps on soft tires with 50% fuel load, just to kind of get a feel for it. Then I'll just kind of do a track walk slowly around, just so I can point out what I'm looking for, what I think the car's going to do, things to be careful of. And then just because I do need to practice a little bit, I'm going to run a mock race with approximately what I think the race length will be. Usually I'm a lap or two high against the AI, and just, again, to try and polish my questionable racecraft. So with that, let's just go ahead and get started here and run some out laps. Again, traction control, if you're running sport traction control, don't bounce the car off the rev limiter. Just put it right at the red line. And then when it lets you go, then just roll into the throttle. Probably at least that's the most consistent way I've found to get the car off the line without bogging the engine. Okay. Yeah, that corkscrew area, I think it's going to catch us all out at some point. So at least one, maybe two more here. Ooh. Second gear, push, 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 push. Be a little more aggressive there, but we'll talk about that. Pushing. could have been a little bit better, but that's why that section is going to be the trickiest for all of us. Alright, so we'll finish this lap out and then we'll slow it down a little bit, talk about what I'm trying to do. Oh, it's a little bit wide. Okay, so heading down to turn one, let's do the slow track walk here. You're going to be in fifth gear. For me, braking for turn one is, depending on the tire I'm on, is either right at the start of the paint, when it goes from blue to the red and white, or kind of the access gate there. The nice big steel gray slab there. So that's what I'm looking off of to get on the binders. Turn one, I don't have a definitive turn point because I'm just trying to look at the apex and get the car slowed down, and then I'm kind of gauging off that as I approach. If I get slowed down enough, I can release the brake and turn in and maybe start rolling back into the throttle. For turn one, it's either third gear or second gear. I think for me, I'll probably drop it to second more often than not. Again, it just puts the car up on its toes a little bit more and helps with the turn in. And get the car into the corner. If you've got your braking right and you can get to the apex fine in third, I think third works as well. So I think driver preference at that point. But I'm going to use as much of this inside curving as I can. Again, car doesn't seem to be too upset on that one. Let the car come out. Now, for me, I'm going to try and keep it neat and tidy out of turn one. The curbing isn't horrible. I mean, it does upset the car a little bit or like that, but it's not like the Nürburgring where you're worrying about having it throw you off the other direction or getting the back end loose. But it does unsettle the car a little bit, and then we've got a fast left-hander coming up. So either I'm going to keep it neat and tidy and stay off the curbing at all as much as possible. If I get on it, maybe barely get on it. If I cross over on exit, I'll try and get back over as quick as I can. Because I don't want to, and I say this, and I'll end up doing the opposite, later on. But I don't want to be in a position where I'm straddling the curb to make that turn. It's kind of one of those. I'm then getting the car to bounce over that curbing right at a point where I need to make sure I've got, the back of the car is solidly set for that corner. So that's my preference. Heading up the hill, second gear, third gear. My turn-in point is roughly about where the inner tarmac kind of starts, goes from that green to the asphalt. I'm keying off the inner white line. Where that starts, that's where I'm looking to make the turn in. 9 times out of 10, I'll probably be turning in a little early. This also will be gearing is I think more often than not, I'll be popping it to fourth. You'll be almost at the top of third by the time you get to turn in. So up to you if you want to leave it in third, possibly bounce off the rev ring a little bit as you go in, or you pop it to fourth and you balance the throttle. I think it's more driver's choice. I'll be saying that a lot this lap. But for me, let's say I do it in third, turning in. The inner light here on the other side of the Armco is a general good apex reference for this corner. The apex is probably truly just past it if you really want to late apex it, but I'm going to turn in. I'm going to try. If I do it right, I'm going to use as much of this inner curving as possible, almost to the point where I'm going to flirt with brushing the inner Armco. That's if I do it right. It should allow me, again, to carry as much speed through here as possible. That's the goal. I don't want to be in a place where I'm having to come out all the way out of the throttle. But again, my turn-in's a little inconsistent, so we'll see what happens. But that's what I'm trying to do. And again, I bring the car off the curb. Now here's where it gets fun, because we're so used to this next right-hander straightening out and it leads down to the hairpin. We're used to get the car balanced in and then roll back into the throttle. The problem here with the North Corkscrew is just about the time that you want to get back to full throttle, as if you're going to head down to the far end of the track, is about when you're going to need to brake for the left-hander. So it comes up a lot quicker than you think it does. And again, we don't run the Corkscrew all that much, so our brains are thinking, down to the hairpin. So my setup for this is ideally I don't want to be all the way to the right side, but again, depending on how well I get the previous turn, it might spit me out all the way there. I'm going to try, ideally, I do want to kind of be off the inside a little bit as I get to the transition where it goes to the red and white curbing, and I see the orange Armco here. If I'm in fourth gear, it is a quick brake down to third, right about in here to get the car in, and I'm going to try and hug the inside as much as I can. Depending on what I'm doing, I may even be on this inner curbing. The braking, again, comes up a lot faster than you expect it, and it comes up right about the time where you're used to really rolling back into the throttle on the full circuit. So what I'm looking at, just to kind of help get me oriented and lined up, is I want to keep to the car to the right side, and I'm looking for the inner access road here that's on the right. As I get past that, to me, that's my sign that it's about time to brake. And usually just as I pass that, I'm trying to get my eyes up to see the the very flat inner painted apex of the left-hander. So it's about here. I want to be lined up, kind of pointed towards that, and this is where I want to be getting to the brake. So third gear at this point, brake, brake, brake. And the other thing too is this car, depending on how hard you hit the brakes in this corner, it's going to want to push. So just know that, very quick brake, get the car rolling again. The braking here, you can kind of do it straight in crossover, cross the track. Um, don't be surprised. Well, we'll see what happens in traffic. But this is one of these where just the nature of this corner, someone might take a look on the left side. Excuse me, thinking that there's room, but maybe that there isn't. But we'll see how that goes in the race. Um, the corkscrew. These next couple of corners are. I'm going to talk about what I'm trying to do, but I am terribly inconsistent yet. I don't think I've got it quite worked out, but it's very easy. And the way this car's set up, even on soft tires, excuse me, Yas is a very low grip track, and I've been finding it's very easy here, even to get it down into second gear. It's very easy to come into this corner with too much speed and not scrubbing enough off, and you push wide. Ultimately, if you do it right, what I'm going to try and do is I want to get the car slowed down so I can straddle the inside curbing and exit about, ideally I want to be about mid-circuit, about mid-track, maybe a little bit to the right. I'm trying to not go all the way to the right, but more often than not, I probably will. Well, what I'm looking for, at least in the daytime, I'm not sure how it'll work at night, is I'm looking for palm trees. So as you can see right now is where I'm lined up. You can see the palm tree that's straight ahead. That's kind of, as I see the two sets, far off on the opposite side on the back straight. You can see the two light. You block the camera. You can see the two light stands. In between it, there's like another little kind of pole there, but just to the left, there's a big palm tree. That's the palm tree I'm aiming for. As I come out of this corner, the second I spot it, I want to aim towards it, so that as I crest, because this is the part of the corkscrew, kind of like Laguna. It's a blind entry as you drop down the hill, and then and I'll talk about the rest of this here. So if I can find that tree and aim for it, it gives me something to focus on. It also gets my eyes up so that I can spot where that inside curbing is. And this one, it looks like probably a little bit too much to the inside. Maybe I want to be out a little bit more. This is what I'm still trying to get sorted out. But to get lined up on that, depending on how close you are, you might have to get out of the throttle, cross over here. Now this is where, even with traction control on, it is possible to get the back end of this car upset enough with the weight transfer left to right for this corkscrew section that even with traction control on, I can force the car and loop it on the exit. So again, it's all off blind coming in here. It's a little off camber, especially as you transition back to the left-hand side. It's also very tempting that once you hit that apex to get, to kind of floor it back on the gas, but you really need to brake a lot quicker than you think for this next left-hander. So again, cut this, get the car to about mid-track. Before it flattens out, you're going to be on the brakes again, probably still second gear. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and turn the car in, cross over the inside curbing here, And as soon as I can get back to the throttle, I'm going to use as much of the track as the game's going to let me use. So I'm actually going to be try to get back fully on the gas as soon as possible, to the point where I'm probably going to straddle this painted curbing on the way out. Again, it's not violating track limits. If I'm aiming off the point onto the back straightaway, that's probably that's the line I've been taking. Whether that is actually the quickest line or not, hard to say. But yeah, I think some of these things, some of the things I practice to get consistency, and then if I have to make alterations in the race, depending on what everybody else is doing, then that's something I'll just have to try and figure out. But second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, heading down the back straightaway, it's Yas. We know this straight very well. We know that this next corners can be very calamitous. But I'm going to be braking right about the 150 board, or where the painted curbing changes. So to me, that's a good reference point in the braking. Again, depending on the weather, depending on the tire compound, you might need to brake a little bit before it, or maybe you want to, on the soft tire, you think you can brake a little bit later. But oops, first gear. Brake, 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 brake. This is second gear or first gear, depending on how well you've gotten your braking done. I try to treat this hairpin. Excuse me. Wow. It's not quite a symmetrical hairpin, but I do try and treat this as a double apex. So I want to try and do one nice arc, um, for the first apex and the second apex on the way out. So turn in, try and clip the curbing on the inside here. More often than not, I'm going to let the car come all the way out to the outside curbing here, and I'm going to aim. Now, the exit, instead of taking like a normal double apex, we're going to hit the apex and let the car go all the way to the right. This one I want to try and cut. I'm actually going to try and cut this as much as I can, so that the car is on the left side straight away. Now, that's my thought. I might be able to bring it back, kind of like what you see with the rubbered inline. But setting up for the last corner, this is I'm going to be experimenting with. So I'm in second gear here. It's going to be an upshift to third. My philosophy with the traction control has always been use the throttle as if you don't have it turned on, so that it's only turning on when it is preventing the wheels from spinning when you're trying to go straight forward. I don't want, again, I've mentioned in this pretty much everything else, I don't want the traction control kicking in to to stop the car. Like if I didn't have traction control on, sometimes you're like, oh, I'll four-wheel drift the exit here. Well, with TCS, the second the car senses the wheels are spinning up and the back end stepping out, it's going to really kick in and bog the car down on acceleration out, to the point where if you do that on the way out and someone's behind you and they're able to get through it without bogging the engine, they might be able to get the run on you down to turn one. So what I've been trying to do is, I'll be in third at this point. It's a little bit where I'll probably lift a little bit to get the car to start the car to turn in, and then immediately roll back into the throttle. That way I'm rolling back into the throttle when the back is kind of set, that I've already got the weight transferred there, and I'm not having to worry about the traction control trying to stop the back from sliding. It's now just stopping the wheels from spinning up as I'm accelerating through it. So you'll feel a little bit the car will want to rotate, but not. It's still mostly going to be going straight. It'll still accelerate out. I'll try in the mock race. I'll try and purposely get the back end to step out through here, so you can hear how the engine just drops RPMs and gets no acceleration out. But ultimately, trying to get to the inside of this curbing, third gear, on the way out, fourth, let it come out to the left side, and back on the front straightaway. We bring the car back over, and that's a lap of the Marina North Corkscrew. So that's what I'm trying to do with this circuit. We'll see how it actually pans out. Since this is a short circuit, kind of like what we had at Catalunya National, we're going to be running a lot of laps here. So it's going to be a nice little street fight. So let's actually get in. Let's run a mock race with some AI and see how bad my racecraft is. Let's go ahead and exit. Actually, I'm going to quit race all the way. And again, standard procedure, I'm going to reset the audio real quick. So I'm going to pause the stream for a moment, reset the audio, and then we'll get in and run the mock race. So stand by. Live streaming. Pause. Zoom, and I'll reset the audio and let's get set up. Forward. Okay. Circuit race length. Yeah, we'll say long. It thinks 15 laps is long. Got news for you. We're running laps in under a minute. Even on the hard tires, it's just under a minute. I'm not factoring the bucket delays. I'm going to guess 35 laps. It's probably going to be maybe a lap or two less than that, just to account for bucket delays. We'll see what Matt comes up with. Again, random and random. Rolling 4%. We start with 20% track rubber. All the driver tires at level 8. We're all going to be driving the same car. Sport rules, standing, random. And number of pit stops. I'm going to put 2 because I think I'm just going to have all of us have to do 2, even though our rules we say it's 1. But no, I'll just do it what we normally do. Tire guesstimates for 60%. We're looking at on the soft tires. Actually, I'm going to go off my notes. My note says that number of laps should be 36. So we're going to run 36. And yeah, let's just go ahead and load in. Then I'll talk about tire wear. So I'm going to post the tire wear in the chat anyway, in the group chat. Oh, yeah. I'll take the time of day, but not the rain. But tell us about Yas Marina.
Yas Marina's North Corkscrew circuit is technical and demanding, especially through the mid-lap snaking sequence. Use those inside curbs through each turn to keep your speed up.
Yep. And hopefully don't have the back end step out too far on you. But yeah, drizzle, yeah, no. Though it would be ironic that we would run this race in the rain. But for sake of streaming, no. But we'll do a 6 p.m. start. That's fine. Weather. Try again, Forza. Give me something different. That's not the direction I wanted you to go with the weather. Third time's the charm. Patchy fog. I'll do patchy fog. It'll make some of the visuals a little bit different as well. So again, like the palm tree I'm looking for in the corkscrew section, we'll see how well I can see that. Okay, so didn't get enough sleep last night, I guess, or I'm just not used to talking so much. Tire wear for this race with the 5X on the tires. Soft, we're looking at 7 laps, roughly. I think it goes to 60% right towards the end of the 7th lap. You'll get closer to 11 on the mediums, though I think 60% hits kind of in the back half. I think when you're getting on the back stretches, if I remember correctly, is workouts. That's why I put 11. 10 comfortably. If you're good on your tires, you can probably squeak the 11th out and just only barely be over 60% by the end of it. And then the hards, 14 laps there. So with a 36 lap race, yeah, you're looking at, let's see, at least maybe the minimal stop strategy is a 2-stopper, let's see, 28, 14, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 34, 35. Yeah. And again, I'm probably on the high side for the lap count. So if it's down to, 35, 34, 35, then like a hard soft is viable. You might even try, if you run an extra lap or try to push maybe one of your stints on an extra lap, maybe it's let's see, 7, 18, 32, well, 32. Yeah, it's probably hard soft. But again, you have options, especially if you want to run the tires a little long. That might open up some strategies as well. But I think for sake of Streaming, I'll probably do 28. Let's see, 28 plus 35. Yeah, I'll probably do. I'm going to do a hard, medium, soft strategy, but I'm going to do 14, 12 on the mediums. And actually, no. Let me do 15 on the hards. This is why I hate tire strategy. Fuel. Oh, that's yeah. I don't like messing with fuel here, so we'll put the fuel that we need. So I'll start on hards. I'll try and do 15 laps. Then I'll do 11 and 7, and we'll see how that works. 15, 20. Still might not be enough. So I can't do math in my head. So 15, 15, 11 is 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Still not enough. Yeah, looks like hard, hard, soft. Fine. But we'll do 15, 14, 7. And I think that will shake out. If it doesn't, it's going to be entertaining. Let's go ahead and start race. I just drive the car. Somebody else can do the pit strategy for me. Starting me at the back, almost at the back. Good. I don't have to wait up as long. I'm going to just move over to the right slightly. Okay. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Oh, we are being. Why are we being so slow? Tires, be a little more aggressive. So sketchy through that corkscrew section. Let's see if I can get the back end bogged down. You can kind of hear how traction control is trying to keep the car stable when I really want it to accelerate. Oh, that could have been a little better. That's gonna be fun. Oh, good. I got away with that one. I was sure I was gonna cross over track limits there. So, can you chuck the car into the final corner with traction control and not lip? Yes. I just don't know that it's... I don't know that's the quickest way to get through there, though. But you can. And again, you can use a lot of curbing to that corkscrew section, a lot more than you think. Now, if you've got the little track limit markers up, then you know how much you can use. I mean, it's just kind of like, oh, am I going to get a penalty here? Just bog it down a little bit. Need to smooth out there a little bit more. Back end almost snapped back on me there. That's better. Can you use a little bit of that exit curbing? Usually if I'm finding I'm straddling that exit curbing on the final corner, then I don't bring the car back across until the rough part of the curbing ends. First gear just to give the car a little more bite in the corner. Oh, that's going to be a penalty.
About 1.5 seconds.
That's a big one. 3.
Is about 1.5 seconds.
This is why I practice, so I can learn all the things I shouldn't be doing. Late. So just come out of the pits. Oh, that's late. Sorry. My bad. Drafting range, but I just don't think we're going to get much benefit from the draft before we have to break. Getting through the corners makes me wonder if he's running mediums. He is. We'll probably see him duck into the pits here in a lap or two, because the AI tends to run the tires to 70%, I think. Ooh, that's a bit late. Just not getting the throttle as early. Let's pass there on the electric. That's Stu. I'm gonna take a look. Down to first to help me get the car turned in because I missed my braking. What are you doing on tires? Oh, maybe my estimate was off on the hearts. I'm getting a lot. Well, probably not pushing them as much. So let's see where they hit 60. I'm just going to run to 60% and see what happens. That's going to be another one.
Total time penalty is about 2 seconds.
That weight transfer snaps back on you if you're not. Alright, my initial guesstimates were way off. Now again, it could be conditions. And maybe that I didn't push the tires in the first couple of laps because of traffic. But there's moderate, there's 60%. So yeah, maybe 15 laps then. Alright, we'll pit this lap and we'll see how far the mediums go. Because if I was wrong on the hards, then was I wrong on the mediums? Pit entry. It's not going to catch until the pit wall, so watch your entry. Alright, so that was, we'll say 15 laps on the safe side. We'll go to mediums, I got plenty of fuel. And we'll see how many laps we get out of here. Get the lap. Let's see how many laps I can do. And we'll go to the softies to see how long they last. So long pit exit, plenty of time to get a beverage. And it spits you out essentially for the inside of the corkscrew, the turn into the corkscrew section. It's just a question of where do we brake? It's probably going to have us at the top of first gear. Stay to the left of the white line all the way until it ends. I would just say stay over here. Yeah, that's going to be fun. I'll get another shot at that. So I would say if you're coming out, if you're on the racing line and someone's coming out of the pit, oh, that's going to be costly. Oh, no. Just someone's coming out of the pit in front of you. Just be careful. They either aren't going to make the corner for the corkscrew section, or they're going to be really slow. So let's see, 16. If we can get to lap 29. A little bit late on the turn in. Might take a look. I start gaining. Yep, taking a look. And I'm going to overshoot. And Darby's going to take a look underneath. Make that crossover work. Or not. Still on the outside. I suspect we're going to probably see a lot of that in the race. Getting through traffic is trying to make that pass on the inside, going wide, and getting undercut on exit, and only maybe to have a shot at recrossing over in the final turn. So. Maybe I don't want to be crossing over the curbs like that for that turn. Looking to make sure I get my reference right. Not close enough to make a pass. And let's try not to bounce the car this time. Let's try and make this pass happen without going wide. All right, well. Bit of a traffic jam here. A little too much steering lock that I could see there in Schumann's car. Not the fastest way through the corner. Oh, hey, I think it's the first time I've taken the last corner right. I'm now at 50% on the wear. Yes, and I don't know, maybe I'm gonna have to go back and relook at the tire wear, 'cause maybe this track, because I'm running it, is the test I was running was at noon, and this is 6 p.m. in patchy fog, so I may go back and relook at where that maybe the weather is a bigger factor here than at other circuits. Looks like I'm probably going to get to lap 27. I'll probably get to the end of lap 29. That's a little too much. Wow, I'm already, okay, so all right, 28 to be safe. So we'll go ahead and pit now. I don't want to push to 29, but let's see how long the softs last. Let's keep. Let's see if they can do 8 laps. My estimate said they would do 7, but let's find out. All right, let's see if I get the turn on pit out right this time. Looks like I am coming out in traffic, so. Yeah, I'm gonna have to practice that because I have no idea where to brake. Almost everybody in front of me, I think, has to pit. Still have to pit a second time. So I will probably leapfrog my way to the lead on the next, when everybody else finishes their pit stops. At least be very close to the lead. Oh yeah, I definitely have a tire advantage. Fresh softs against, I'm assuming old whatever compound you're on. It's old. That's all I can say. Almost flat. A little little late to the throttle there, but I wanted to be sure. Take a look in the one. A lot of pushing, a lot of push, carrying too much speed.
Penalty is about 3.5 seconds.
Sorry, wasn't going to answer the phone and didn't think you'd all be interested in the message that was being left. It wasn't for me anyway. So, that was a big penalty, was it not? Nova is going to make this a one-stop run. There's nothing I can do. My tire wear. Okay. To 8 laps. So yeah, I think I was a little off on my estimates. Again, that might be weather dependent. So 35:59 again. Yeah, so 36 laps. Factoring in bucket delays. Yeah, at 36 laps is close. So it might be probably 34, 35. Just depends on how Matt does the calculation. But that is Marina North Corkscrew. Definitely the things to be mindful of is any of these combinations where, again, coming into the corkscrew, you've got you're turning left as you kind of bounce the car through there, and then you got to get to the brakes to turn it, you're turning right, hitting the brakes to turn it back left to get into the corkscrew section. So again, all that weight's leaning there, and all of a sudden you're going to ask the car to stop and then have to go the other direction. So any of those extreme, left to right, right to left weight shifts, just be careful, because the back end of the car does like to step out, and traction control, can help you, might save you, might not save you. But I think it's going to be the challenge for us on Thursday. But I'm going to call it quits here on this one. Ooh, 971, yay. Take a little break and then come back, do track guide for Maple Valley. Again, very, very different racetrack than Yas. So with that, hope you guys are having a good afternoon. Happy racing.